Can you talk a little bit more, dive into that science of right and wrong, and maybe talk a little bit about some of the types of ethical dilemmas that EMS leaders face?
You got to do not just what's legal, but what is morally and ethically correct, and that's the thing. And that's all based on our value system and having a strong human interest focused value system, I think. But we got so many dilemmas in EMS. We got patients who are, system misusers. We've got violent patients, combative patients. We got all sorts of workplace issues. We've got, a DNR case. What do we do in that situation? Mass casualty incidents. Decisions have to be made from an ethical standpoint. And we've got an overworked EMS system, as you well know, in your neck of the woods there, Shane, you're dealing with that. And that creates a lot of dilemmas as to, what are we going to do with scarce resources? What decisions are we going to make? We literally are making life and death decisions every day. And I can't think of another career where there's really more ethical dilemmas than what we have in EMS.
Yeah, it's so true. And I've never, kind of thought about some of the things you just said there, like the ethical decisions that not only we face that we deal with, but those that of our patients, other public service partners or healthcare partners, how those ethical decisions impact our world, right? So, and that leads me to this kind of the gray zone, right? Because so many times the bad decision or the behavior is that kind of clear kind of world, and what are some strategies that address the gray zone of ethical decision making?
And a lot of this is in a gray zone, and that's where the importance of a good foundation there. Because when you're not sure, what to do, and there's different choices, you ultimately got to make that right choice when things are tough. Yeah, I think it really comes down to leadership in terms of modeling positive behaviors, modeling behaviors that respect other people. Because I always say when I walk into an ambulance station or fire station and I see people, bickering and backbiting, a sloppy, crew lounge or whatever, guess what? That's how the patients are going to be treated too. So it really starts with the workplace and from the message and the expectations that are communicated from the top, the values, you have to have strong value statements and you got to live it every day, like you say in your article here, and you got to have the courage as a leader to not just, be the role model in terms of modeling positive behavior, which is critical, but you also got to have the courage to call out bad behavior.